In this video, we're going to take a look at activity 412 called Cams Make the World Go Round. And we're going to be looking at various cam profiles that we're going to create using parametric modeling techniques. So the first thing we're going to do when we get started here is let's create a new component. Our new component, I'm going to first start off with our circular cam. And I'm going to say OK. Through this here, I'm going to now go to modify, and I can go to change parameters. I've also got it pinned up here in my toolbar. And we're going to define a few user parameters. I'm going to press the plus sign to add a new user parameter. So I'm going to go ahead and put DIA, and then for inches for the expression, I'm just going to have a value of 1 inch to start off with. And then for the comment, this will be the nominal diameter for our cam. I'm going to say OK. I'm going to add another user parameter. We'll call this axle DIA. And for this value, let's go ahead and just say that we'll make this starting value to be 1/4 of an inch. And this is going to represent our axle diameter in the cam. And then we're going to add one more. We'll call it THK. And our expression will start off with 3/16. And our comment here is the cam thickness. All right, so these parameters are going to be set. I'm going to go ahead and say OK. And I'm going to go ahead and go up to create sketch. I'm going to start a new sketch on the front plane. And I'm going to draw a circle. So right here at the origin, constrained. And for right now, I'm just going to go ahead and place these. And I'm going to draw another circle to represent the through hole for this cam, so using the origin as the center point. I'm going to go ahead and choose dimension, and from here I'm going to go ahead and choose the outer circle, and rather than typing a dimension, I'm going to go ahead and type DIA, and I can actually double click and set the parameter in there, or click on it and hit enter, and that will automatically go through and provide a function of and set the value there at 1. For our hole here, I'm going to go ahead and type axle. Even then, the starting is of AX. I can click to set it in there, hit enter, and there's our circular cam for the 1/4 inch. So I'm going to go ahead and say finish sketch. Now that I have a fully constrained sketch here, I'm going to extrude, and I'm going to choose just this profile here, and what I'm going to do, rather than typing in a value, I'm going to type THK, and if I click to set it in, set the parameter in there, hit enter, here's our circular cam that we can use to parametrically model. So here's what happens is if I change parameters, and I'll kind of minimize this screen so that way you can see what's going on, is what we can end up having is if I change the nominal diameter of my can to, let's say, 2 inches and hit enter, it will automatically update, and our axle diameter is set to 1/4 of an inch, and then our thickness is set at 3/16. So though the thickness doesn't change, the diameter doesn't change, but if we need to go through and change our any of those, we can always go back and change those expressions. If I need to make a hole that is 3/16, I can hit enter, and that can always go through and do that as well. If I need to change that to 0.25, we can always make that happen as well. So those are some of the things that you can do with a parametrically modeled cam, and you can this keeps you from drawing multiple cams of the same type at different sizes, and you can just and edit those. So the other thing in the parameters table here is you can see the model parameters. If I hit the drop down arrow, you can see in sketch 1, if I drop it down, you'll see they have diameter dimension 2, and then you'll see the expression is associated with diameter, which is up here in the model parameters. The extrude is also put in there as THK, and you're going to see what values those are set at. So in some of the other, this is a very simple cam profile to create, and in some of the other cam profiles that we will generate, you'll see some ties to what some of the other parameters are going to be tied together, and when you edit one, it's going to cause kind of like a domino effect through all of those as well. So take a look at the next video. We're going to take a look at the eccentric cam, which is essentially another circular cam, but with an offset hole for where the